The late 19th century was an era of affluence. The writer Mark Twain called it the Gilded Age. It was an age of great tycoons who made their money building railroads, drilling for oil, and in the new steel industry. Steel was transforming the American landscape. In New York City, steel cables made possible an extraordinary new structure, the Brooklyn Bridge. And by the use of steel framing, the first skyscrapers were beginning to rise. It was an era of dreamers and builders and innovation, and America was fast becoming the world's leading industrial power. But there was another, darker side to the Gilded Age, and that involved the workers who made all the innovation possible. Steelmen routinely worked 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, for little pay.
It brutalizes you. You start in to be a man, but you become more and more a machine. It drags you down mentally and morally, just as it does physically. I wouldn't mind it so much if it weren't for the long hours. 12 hours is too long.
Miners had it even worse than the steel workers. They worked underground with explosives, but without safety regulations. In 1 year, 25,000 workers died on the job. Many more were injured. If a worker lost an arm in an accident, no one helped with doctor's bills. If a worker complained, he was fired. Reformers like Ira Stewart began to speak about what was now called wage slavery.
The laborer instinctively feels that something of slavery still remains and that something of freedom is yet to come.
In response, a new freedom movement arose. It was called the labor movement, and it raised some of the most contentious social questions of the age.
Many people thought, yes, laborers are mistreated, but what is the answer to that? How do you liberate laborers? There were many, many answers to that. Some people said, let them go out west and get a farm. Some people said, let them form their own cooperatives and run factories by themselves. Socialists said, no, let the government run the economy and it can guarantee equality. The labor question became the basic public issue of the late 19th and early 20th century.
At the heart of the labor movement were unions, groups of workers who banded together to work for better conditions. Most used peaceful methods to further their aims, but there were also labor leaders who were willing to use violence. One of